Yeah, I think so. That's how it works. Like, which is a good deal for us because they keep beating us here, and we haven't got any rare earth minerals. So, like, yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Well, yeah, I owe you nothing because we've got nothing.
Rapeseed.
Good
You've taken
God.
our rapeseed. Oh no.
Oh, well, we've got loads of coal. We don't fucking dig it up anymore, but we've got loads of it.
Don't,
Like, yeah, so China's hard power is just like America. It's full of
don't
idiots.
copper.
Like in terms of the Republican voting base, who are just like, yeah, like we can just completely destroy everything that's been able to make our country rich, and we'll just stay rich
Well,
because of
literally.
oil. I'm like, the oil's gonna fucking run out, and you are still at the fucking mercy of OPEC Plus, who can now just go, well, we care far more about destroying America than we do our own political power, so we're just gonna increase production massively, and once that gets past a certain point, the economy just fucking tanks because they can't make money off it anymore.
Well, it's downwind of the fact that Republicans have consistently and purposefully underfunded education. And
Well, yeah,
I
of
don't
course,
mean
yeah.
that. I'm not saying that as a joke to say, "Oh, aren't right wingers stupid?" No, they've purposely made sure that the American working class are not educated enough.
Oh, everyone, it's not even work. Everyone, they've not made. They've like no child left behind. Made sure that every child was left behind.
Although I do have to hand it to Christopher Hitchens. By the way, can we get some lols and chat for him being dead? When he said, was it the Catholic
better
Church have a
than his
similar
younger
policy called
brother,
"No
yeah.
Child's Behind Left"?
Oh God.
Which, yeah, okay, I see what you've done there. Oh, Little Urn. That refers to the Ashes is played for literally. It must be the smallest major trophy ever. It's like literally like 2 inches big, and it's the original one. They literally burned the bales, the little wooden bits on the top of the stumps, into ashes and put them in the urn, and they play for this little tiny urn. Yeah. Which is why now they've got like a big, massive crystal version of it, which they hand out so you can celebrate it because it looks mental for them to have 20 blokes doing champagne showers and jumping up and down and fireworks over a 2 inch high trophy.
So true.
It looks a little bit like the Spinal Tap bit where they get the inches and feet wrong, and so they come out to the tiniest little Stonehenge ever. That it's that sort of thing. Anyway, cricket's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the biggest thing that's going to happen in America is that suddenly they're going to think that they can live off of oil forever. Like, again, what was crazy is that as somebody who doesn't like Joe Biden, because, the whole genocide thing, right? Like, in terms of macro policy, he was doing everything right. Like, just this giant industrial strategy, this giant fucking investment program into green energy production and into, like, microprocessors and into electric vehicles with tariffs on China to ensure that they could bring production back. And I was just like, yeah, this is what everyone who voted Trump said that they wanted, just didn't realize was actually happening. And Trump came and said, we're going to kill all the green energy jobs. We're no longer going to compete with China. We're going to go back into drill, baby, drill. We're going to pretend that oil lasts forever when it literally fucking doesn't. That's the whole point of fossil fuels, is that they do not last forever. And that's killed all the jobs. Manufacturing is in steep decline under Trump. And instead of using the access to the Treasury for the Federal Reserve to put money into people's jobs, they've given massive tax cuts for people to do stock buybacks. Like, it's just there was a genuine good economic policy from the Biden administration in terms of both internal politics. American unemployment was the lowest it's basically ever been at 3.8%, and the jobs all came back. Like, wages went up, union rights went up, and the FTC was really kind of hammering corporate mergers and anti-competitive practices. It was kind of going slightly back to the industrial policy of old from like the New Deal era, not in terms of the social programs, which obviously weren't very good, but in terms of the way they approached macro policy was kind of different. And the jobs were starting to come back, and then Trump came and go, ha ha ha, lol, no, green energy is woke, and then just killed a bunch of projects for green energy that created jobs in Republican states, in like Georgia and shit. Which is now obviously going to be a purple state, and all these jobs were killed because Trump thought that green energy was woke.
True, but like I know the real reason that you hate Joe Biden. Anti-Irish hatred.
I'm an Irophobe.
You are. You're an Irophobe. Yeah.
But now, again, Sam so makes a very, very important case, right? It's why should we care whether Trump's policy is stupid and kill the jobs? Because we can solve it by bombing Venezuela.
True. Just steal all. Look, you say oil doesn't last forever. our oil doesn't last forever, but Venezuela's oil is more oil. So let's just steal.
So true.
We've already like rinsed Iraq, so let's steal Venezuela's oil. Let's go.
Yep, that's literally it. They just want American petrochemical companies to have access to Venezuela's oil. And, like, the rest of the world is decarbonising. Who the fuck do you think you're going to sell the oil to?
Yeah, that is true. Well, I suppose a lot of it will be domestic use and things, probably.
When that is true, because they'll basically be the only country still using it at some point.
Yeah, they'll go from being 90% of emissions outputs to 100%.
Just,
Brilliant.
honestly, it really is incredible just how kind of traumatically bad the economic policy has been under Trump, right? Like,
Yeah.
because again, as I talked about in not 5 minutes ago, I don't think tariffs are bad. I think tariffs, when they're done right in certain sectors and on certain products, can be perfectly reasonable.
Well, they do have
You're
to
in
be...
an international trade war with China over microprocessors and all that kind of malarkey. You put a tariff on it, you know?
Yeah.
Like the EU famously gets mocked for being, free trade by people on the left. And I'm like, well, I mean, it is free trade internally, but it's protectionist externally, right? Like,
Yeah.
post-Brexit, we are the ones doing the free trade. We are the ones with a free trade agreement with China, where our electric vehicle production is going to go under because you can get BYD cars for a third of the price because we have no tariffs. The EU has tariffs. They're protecting producers in the EU, which we are not doing now we're outside the EU. Despite the fact that the EU is free trade, so we lost all this production because of the EU. Well, we're doing worse now, right?
Yeah. Well,
tariffs are good, but
yeah, tariffs have to be targeted, though. And I mean,
Yes.
obviously, we can all laugh at he put tariffs on penguins and stuff because that's just hilarious. But there are genuine examples of like he put tariffs on coffee imports to protect the American coffee industry. Coffee literally cannot grow in any part of America. You have to have a very specific weather patterns and all the rest of it, and soil and all this shit. And so it grows in like 4 places on Earth, none of which are in America or the United States thereof. There are some in South America. So there's no domestic coffee industry in the United States to protect. So it's just wild flailing. It's when you shouldn't allow the federal government to fall into the hands of just morons.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that, and the whole point of tariffs as well is that you tariff the completed item, right? Because what you're protecting very specifically is the production of the item that you're tariffing, right?
Yeah.
So the EU tariffs electric vehicles, like the completed components all together that have formed the thing that is the electric vehicle, because that's the job that's being done by workers in the EU, and they don't want their products to be undercut by cheap ones from overseas, right? That's literally it. But if you taxed with a tariff all the different constituent parts that go into making up a car, which is what the Trump administration have done by just doing tariffs on everybody, right?
Yeah.
It just makes the cost of production higher so that you can't compete with the ones that are coming in from China anyway, right?
And they don't know how to collect the fucking tariffs in many cases as well. So they haven't even been collecting many of the tariffs.
No,
They're just sort of flailing because they're not fundamentally. I mean, I use the word sensible here in its genuine sense rather than the kind of silly James O'Brien sensibles.
Love that's what that word means now. I love that word has been tainted.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. The word sensible now means wanker. Brilliant. Anyway, but they're not sensible people. They're not like sensical people either. They fly by the seat of their pants. Trump's just going to upend it tomorrow. So there's no point.
Yeah.
And so essentially, you don't end up just with bad policy. You end up with no policy because no one does anything. You end up with just a kind of abrogation of government because people don't make decisions based on the fact that they tried to make decisions and then Trump overturned it for no reason other than he needed to distract from his millionth sex crime that day. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. It's so true. And it's also worth pointing out as well that you are supposed to do industrial policy to back up your tariffs, right? Like, you protect the jobs, and then because the market might be distorted by the tariff, you put money from the state into that industry so that you can grow it. That's industrial policy. And Trump cancelled all the industrial policy. Just gave tax cuts to billionaires. And they did stock buybacks. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Just traumatically stupid levels. Everything
Although,
that Trump has done has been terrible from start to finish.
Delightfully, did you see the New York Times story today that he's been selling pardons for between $1 and $6 million?
It's just so funny. Like, and like people just don't realize they're just being grifted. Honestly, it's genuinely quite impressive
Yeah.
the level to which that the Trumps have just turned being president into a full-time gig, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's just a money making scheme. The United States federal government is just his crypto rug pull scheme. That's it. That's all they're doing now. Right?
Literally, it's so true. So true. Katie asks, did any of the tariffs work for the USA? Well, under the Biden administration, and to be fair, under Trump 1, right? Under the first Trump administration, when there were the tariffs, which were the basis for the tariffs that the Biden did, but Biden just increased them. It was like targeted tariffs on finished products such as electric vehicles and microprocessors and green technologies. That were things that China were competing for the production of with America. They tariffed them, and it was reasonable, and that worked, and it was fine, and it was good that they were increased by Joe Biden afterwards, right? Perfectly reasonable. It wasn't a problem, and no one talked about the Trump tariffs when he was doing tariffs in his first term because they were reasonable, and it worked. And now they're just doing dumb shit where, like, there is now tariffs placed on, like, things that go into making a piston for a car in the Stellantis plant in Michigan or whatever it is, and these parts have to get produced in Canada, go to America, then get shipped to Mexico, and then back again, and getting tariffed 3 times along the way. It's so stupid. So stupid.
Yeah, very, very, very silly. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, that is true. That is true.
Remember, of course, if you're enjoying this, right, we don't have a tariff on our streams, but we do have are places where you can tariff yourself by subscribing on Twitch for $99.
That's one way of putting it, yeah. Yeah, you can tariff yourself. Yeah.
And you can also subscribe for free with Twitch Prime, right? It's a special tariff that only people who are subscribers for Amazon get. You can also become a member on YouTube for 99p. You can gift memberships to everybody else to boost the stream in the algorithm and to get access for everybody to the excellent emotes that Kevin and I have on our YouTube streams. And you can super chat, you can drop bits, and we both have Patreons, and Kev even has PayPal. Look, there are plenty of options for you to tariff yourself.
Literally.
For our benefit.
Indeed, sir. So, I suppose before we sort of wrap up or whatever, we've not even touched for the year on all the domestic stuff in America that's not economically or foreign policy related. Well, go for it then. I mean, Charlie Kirk getting murked.
Turned into a meme where the AIs have now picked up his face.
And honestly, have you ever seen someone grieving less than his supposedly grieving wife?
It's so true.
Like, I know everyone grieves differently, but like, she's partying the fuck up, man. Now, to be fair, if I just found out I'm no longer married to Charlie Kirk, I'd be over the moon. But like, she's supposed to love him, so I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, amazing.
Literally. But I mean, I guess just the breakdown of American civil liberties is fucking terrifying, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. The black bagging of like just brown people, basically.
I mean, like for all of their discussions about like the bringing free speech back, I mean, they started off by just fucking black bagging Mahmoud Khalil and Ramisa Ozturk and Sami Hamdi, just literally just black bagging people off the street.
Yeah, wasn't that last year? Was that this year? I thought that was before the election, wasn't it? Well, I don't know. Either way, yeah, alligator Alcatraz, mad shit. I can't believe it.
Because remember, Trump only became president in January, right?
He did.
So the Trump administration's everything they've done has been in this 1 year. I know it feels like a lifetime of fucking terrifying fascist policy, but it has only been less than a year.
That's mad.
It's mad the amount of insane stuff they've done in just 1 year.
True. Yeah, scary.
This is the blueprint. No one seems to realise that will happen everywhere else, right? Like, we have nice mass deportations. No, it's going to be fucking militarised, like fucking grabbing people off the street.
Yeah, there's no such thing as peaceful ethnic cleansing, lads. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, like that's going to be the reality, and they just don't seem to fucking realise that what that will mean. What will mean for the Friends, right? Turns out it's not just going to be the evil asylum seekers that you've been negatively polarised towards by the press. It's going to be fucking Mr. Patel from the corner shop down the road, right? It's going to be, like Mr. Ahmadzai, who drives the local taxi firm. those are people going to be targeted, right? Because, wait, first, I mean, you look how we Windrush, right? We don't have proper data on this shit. They could just, they might just have the wrong papers in the wrong place, and a stupid government database has not been updated in 10 fucking centuries of the pathetic nature of the poor statecraft in this country, right? So they're not going to have proper data on our systems. They just go, oh, it doesn't match up with this name, one letter slightly wrong because it's mistranslated by a fucking idiot. And they're going to get shipped off to a country, they're going to be shipped off to Togo or some shit, the country they've never even lived in.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the Epstein files being released. That's the thing.
I fucking forgot about the Epstein files.
Mad shit. Honestly, the phrase "yum yum" will live with me to the day I die.
Oh my god! Oh no!
Which has now made the delightful sweet treat, the twisted pastry covered in sugar from Greg's, the yum yum, inedible for me.
Literally.
I am the real victim of the Epstein files.
Oh shit! California wildfires as well. That's the thing we forgot about.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Assisted dying.
Yeah, Kim Ledbetter literally becoming Death, the Destroyer of Worlds. Yeah. Amazing stuff. Honestly, like, I'm glad that 2025 is fucking off. I'm scared for 2026 arriving.
I know. I mean, this feels like the penultimate episode in a series covering the end of humanity, doesn't it?
It does feel a little bit end times, yeah.
Like we're at the shit hitting the fan period, and like next year is going to be the fall of humanity period. You know.
You know what? I'm kind of here for it.
It's just all. It's just all just too exhausting, isn't it?
It is. Well, yesterday someone sent me a video. In America, they've now got a thing called "No More Tea Bags," which is tea that they've concentrated into a sprayable liquid that you just put into the cup, and then you put hot water in and milk. And once I've seen that, I think, you know what? The entire evisceration of the human race doesn't seem quite so bad, actually.
Actually, I tell you what my favourite story of this year is, right? My favourite story of this year, because of just how fucking insane the discourse was about it. I think my favourite story has to be Maccabee Tel Aviv.
That was wild that they went to bat for like the most obviously mental evil bastards ever. Yeah, because it's anti-Semitic to not want violent hooligans to kill your citizens.
These are Kahanist thugs, like who just got banned in like other countries, like a month after, right? They got banned from Germany, got banned for racist chanting, for like they were in Amsterdam chanting "Death to the Arabs." They have a literal rape song.
They literally the weekend after the week that the government had spent trying to desperately force this, the Tel Aviv derby was cancelled because of rioting at the stadium. That it's indefensible. What happened there is indefensible. Again, the Labour Party needs to be destroyed. Keir Starmer, Delenda.
Honestly, it's incredible just how much that this is kind of continued. People have just run with it for just constant. Like Nick Timothy is still talking about this in Parliament, still getting mad at West Midlands police. Right, like the one thing that this country is supposed to like have reverence for is the boys in blue, right? Is the bobbies on the beat. This kind of historical, the Peel reforms being this basis of international policing, you know, and. The entirety of Parliament, outside of just like the Green Party and Jeremy Corbyn and Ayub Khan, who really kind of played a blinder there, honestly.
He really did.
Ayub Khan really kind of showered himself in glory during that period in a way that basically no other MP did during that period of time. The one time it was acceptable to essentially say ACAB was because West Midlands Police said that they thought that actually we shouldn't subject the very large Muslim population in Birmingham to marauding Kahanist thugs.
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah, and like all this thing, they're trying to ban Jews. Who is? Where's this? I've not seen this. I mean, the fact that literally members of staff from the Israeli embassy attended the game does rather put into perspective that they weren't trying to ban Jews, actually.
Yeah, indeed so. I mean, again, because if you were a Jewish Aston Villa fan, perfectly reasonable to go. It was specifically the fans that were banned. And even then, like, It was Israelis who are the fans of this, not Jews. Like there are non-Jewish Israelis. They keep thing is that it's this Schrodinger's Israel that they keep doing, where when you're attacking Israel for doing bad things, they always say it's the Jewish state. If you attack it, you're attacking Jewish people more broadly. It's anti-Semitic to be anti-Zionist because Israel is the Jewish state. And yet, when you point out actually it's an ethno-state, so it's bad. It's bad that it has this specific ethnic character and this engineered majority population and demographic, right? We think that this is bad because we oppose ethnic states. They go, no, but don't you realise it's a multicultural democracy with Arabs and with Druze and with Circassians? And I'm just like, but if I criticise their actions as a grouping, as a collective population, you'd never talk about the Circassians, the Arabs, and the Druze. Even though, right, all the children killed in Gaza, I can give a shit whether it was a Jewish or a Druze or a Circassian soldier that murdered them, right? They're all genocidal. They're all genocidal monsters. Don't give a shit. Because it's the actual existence of the state that's bad and nothing to do with the ethnic character.
Literally so. Thank you, Rachel, for the donation. I'm not reading that. That is nerdy rubbish. I don't understand the reference, so I'm just going to ignore you. But thank you for your generosity. Look, one thing I can guarantee you in 2026 is I will still be a wanker. You can guarantee that.
Oh, actually, I tell you what, there's been a political downfall we've not discussed yet.
We've
not discussed Angela Rayner.
Angela Rayner. I mean, amazing. Was it this year she got? No, it was last year, wasn't it? She got accused of flashing her minge. Yeah.
Yeah,